Hello everybody, happy Friday. It is August 7th, 2020, and welcome to today's video lesson. If you weren't able to join our live class, don't worry, we will cover everything we covered today in class right here, right now. As always, if you are watching this not live, we won't be leaving time for you to think or work, so if we're getting to a point that requires you to think or take some time to work on something, please pause the video and then unpause it whenever you're done thinking or working as you need to. You're more than welcome to pause it as much or as little as you'd like. But yeah, welcome to our math class. Our theme this week has been the fact that everyone can be a mathematician. I know that you and everyone in our class can absolutely be awesome at math because you're already doing math every day, whether you even know it or not. So we're going to continue to focus on that today, and let's get rolling. So we're having a check-in first. Right here we have 4 images, and I'd love to know which one that you feel like. Think about each emoji and what it could stand for, and then choose which emoji you feel like. I'd love for you to either shoot me a text or email, or post in a comment below which emoji you chose that you felt like, and why you chose that emoji. I look forward to you reading your classmates' responses as well, and I'll start us off. Pause it here till you're ready to go, and I'll start us off. Hi, my name is Mr. Spencer. I feel like number 4 because I am so excited to be back at school and be here with you all, even if it's virtual. So we're going to jump into a video briefly. It is about how we are all able to do math and what struggle in math looks like versus what happens when we struggle when we're doing something that is not school related. Take a look.
Welcome! We're so excited you're joining our ranks. We could definitely use some help spreading our messages to math learners all around the world.
We know you've been doing some training, but we have one final task before you can go and save the world.
I'm ready to go!
How about we start with some non-math examples?
Notice how these people are trying again.
So you sit down like this, and you roll back, and you slap.
So, what did you think?
That was so cool! I was impressed that they kept going even when they were making mistakes. Yeah, well, now it's time for a real Euclidean assignment. Kids doing math.
That looks tough.
Oh, I know what to do. They're struggling. I'm gonna go help them.
No! Remember what we just saw? They were struggling and it was awesome.
And this is like exactly the same deal. It's just math.
Oh, I get it. I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
Hey friends, what's up?
This is so hard.
My brain hurts. I'm tired.
I thought I knew this, but I just can't solve it.
That's great. I love to hear it.
What?
Being at the very, very edge of your understanding is actually when you learn the most.
Yeah, you're probably going to make lots of mistakes, and that's awesome. If you were working on easier problems and getting everything right, you wouldn't be learning as much.
Yeah, remember when you were practicing, you were doing your jiu-jitsu, you were playing soccer, and you were practicing your glockenspiel? The three of you were really struggling, but that's because you were really learning. And this is exactly like that. Once this gets easy because you've practiced so much, then you should move on to something harder so you can keep struggling.
I was going to come save you, but you don't need saving. You're doing great. You just have to keep reminding yourselves and each other that mistakes are good and struggling is actually fantastic for your brain. Soon these problems won't even be challenging anymore, and that's when you know you're ready to find some harder ones.
Oh, that's really cool.
Wow, that's so cool. I didn't see it like that.
Whoa, that's cool.
Researchers have studied people who've reached a very high level of achievement to see how they got there. And they found that nobody was born with a special brain, but they engaged in a very particular kind of practice. And the researchers described it like this. They said that the people who achieved the most were those who were always pushing at the edge of their understanding, making mistakes, correcting them, making more mistakes. They weren't getting work correct all the time, they were always struggling. They set high targets for themselves, and if they became stuck, they tried a different approach so that they could keep going. Researchers also found that there really are no limits to what people can do. When people don't go on to high achievement, it's usually because they give up, not because they've hit actual roadblocks that they can't get past. So always remember that when you're struggling, even if that can feel really hard, that's the very best time for your brain. And keep going. Never give up on maths. Always remember you can learn anything.
Awesome. So, as we move on, I'd love for you to think about these three questions. As we're looking at struggling in real life versus in math. What do you do when you struggle to do something that you're working on outside of school, whether it's a sport or a musical instrument or trying a new food, trying to cook? What do you do when you're struggling? And then secondly, what do you do when you struggle on a math problem? How are these reactions the same? And how are they different? Take some time to think about this here. Jot down your thoughts. Post it in a comment beneath this, or shoot it to me in an email or text. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and sharing with your sharing with your fellow students. So now we're going to jump into a math challenge today. That may sound really terrifying, but we want to be able to show what we've learned, show what we know how to think about, and show that we can communicate our thinking to others. We do math challenges to show that we can grow and to show all that we have learned and mastered. So we're going to start our first one today. It'll be something we do regularly, and this one is definitely really tough. If you can't get it, don't be afraid to ask for help from me, from a friend, from a parent, anybody. But here's our first math challenge. How many pennies? I have some amount of pennies. When I put my pennies into groups of 2, 4, or 5, there's 1 penny left over. But when I put my pennies into groups of 7, there are no pennies left over. How many pennies could I have? And how can you solve this? So give this some time to think, draw it out if you need to, use some coins or some pieces of paper to represent coins. There's a lot of different techniques that you could use. I look forward to hearing about your thinking and the number that you think it is. We skipped this one today. We're coming back to this next week. But today's assignment, there are 2 parts to it in Schoology. They are both located in our Friday, August 7th, 2020 folder. The first part is lesson 00.02, and the second part is 00.03. They're both in our folder on Schoology, and they're just more about getting to know our Florida Virtual School online program that we'll use this year. There's no math involved. It's just some reading and helping getting us familiar with the platform we're using. And that leads us to our exit ticket. Post this comment below or let me know what your thoughts are. Our exit ticket is super simple. What are you excited for this weekend? I will share with you, I am very excited this weekend to have some time to get materials ready for next week. I'm excited to spend some more time getting even better at the platforms we're using and excited to get ready for our next week. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have an awesome weekend. Goodbye.